Hey, what's going on? Everybody, faith community, friends, family, loved ones, neighbors. It's Kristian Smith. I think this is the first time I've gone live from the faith communities page. The quarantine is bringing out so many different things. I'm going to give a second for whoever wants to join to come in. When you come in, say hello. And share the video. Somebody might benefit from this series that we're doing. Let me see here. Make sure I share it too. But just to kind of give you a brief overview of what we're doing here with this Daily Bread series at the Faith Community. We are in unprecedented times, and people are trying to figure out how to stay at home all the time. Trying to figure out, how do I manage this whole quarantine situation? I know me personally, I'm a busybody, so I'm always on the go, always on the move. So to have a situation where I need to stay at home pretty much all day is challenging for me. My wife, she's pretty chill. She can stay at home. She's one of those people that staying at home is like cool with her. But it's kind of difficult for me. So we wanted to put something together. Hey, Ariana, good to see you. We wanted to put something together for people who are at home and maybe a little bit restless, just to give us some inspiration, some encouragement throughout this entire process. So please do share it. I'm getting started first. Let me see here. See if I can. Yep, I can share it just like that. Cool. Okay, good, Ariana. Governor just issued our stay-at-home order today. That's good, because I think our governor needs to do the same thing. I truly believe that most people are not going to stop working and socializing until we're not allowed to. And I think that's an extension of just like the capitalist mindset. And I'm talking about myself again. Like, it's hard for me to stop working and doing what I can to build my business when I know that everybody else is still out there doing what they do. So, I mean, I'm not like going to social settings, but I'm still on the phones and I'm still sending out emails. And I think I've decided not to meet with any of my clients face to face, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks. But still, we need some time to rest and to recuperate. So today's installment of Daily Bread is called the Homebound Homily. It's just some encouragement for those of us who are at home. But throughout the course of this series, you're going to get something every day, and it's going to come from different people, and it's going to be 5 to 10 minutes. So we're not going to take up, an hour of your time, just a little nugget to give you some encouragement. So tomorrow we'll have a time of prayer, and then Wednesday, I think we'll have some meditation. Thursday, it's going to be a therapeutic aspect, because that's another big component of this change of scenery for many of us, because many of us operate better by being on the go. So how do we adjust to not being on the go so much? We're going to do some stuff about movies you should binge, shows on Netflix you should watch, and then even give you some recipes for stuff you can cook at home while you're quarantined. So again, if you're watching, please do share this video. Hopefully it'll be an encouragement to somebody else, as it is hopefully an encouragement to you as well. So I want to, just for a few minutes, talk about this perspective of rest that comes out of this quarantine situation. We are facing the first pandemic of this nature in my lifetime, and in most people's lifetimes. I think the statistics say that we haven't seen anything this serious since 1918. See, Ariana, you're going to have a hard time adjusting back. Listen, when they set me free, I'm gone. I'm telling you. So it all depends on who you are. But this is like one of the, biggest pandemics that the globe has seen and the way the numbers are escalating, it's probably going to get worse, especially if we don't get somewhere and sit down. And what this has made me think about is the reality that for many of us, this will be the first time we've taken an opportunity to sit down. I'll tell you about me personally. Up until a few years ago, I would just work, and I just wouldn't stop until my body shut down on me. Like literally, I would get physically sick and have to get somewhere and sit down. And I've learned over the years I need to do a better job at managing my workload. And I believe for many of us, this time of quarantine actually forces us into a position of Sabbath. And what I'm hoping is that we don't waste away this opportunity for rest. The concept of Sabbath it's been instituted for generations and generations. Even in our creation story in the Bible, it talks about Jesus created in 6 days, and on the seventh, God created in 6 days, and on the seventh day, God rested. And people have incorporated that concept of Sabbath as we have gone throughout human history. But in our society, we seem to lose track of that and think that we lift up work more than we do rest. Even to the extent that we had a session about it at the faith community recently, and I didn't mention this in the session, but I think it's worth mentioning. We look at rest as Western Christians, totally different than our Jewish counterparts. When you go into Jewish communities throughout the United States, of course, Saturday is their Sabbath, and they prepare on Friday for their rest. That's so significant that they prepare for rest, because oftentimes those of us in this Western Christianity, we use a portion of our rest time to prepare for work. So you know how it is. Sunday, when you're getting ready for work again on Monday, it's like you stressing half the day on Sunday because you know you got to get up and go to work on Monday. So you're looking at your calendar, you're getting all your clothes together, you're preparing your mind and all of this good stuff, because you're taking up a portion of your rest time to prepare for work. But our Jewish counterparts who take that Sabbath seriously, like, no, when it comes time to rest, I'm doing everything I can during my work hours to prepare for the rest. And I hope that as we come out of this period, we will start to take our rest more seriously, because this could very well be an opportunity for many of us to take a step back and just be at peace. Because a lot of us don't even know how much we need this time of rest. So what I want to encourage us to do is take advantage. Don't spend all of your time at home worrying about the work that you're missing. Like, it's the reality. Like, that many of us are going to be impacted by this in different ways, but the reality is we all have to stop, and we'll have to figure out how do we recover after this period is over. But let's take this opportunity and find the things that help you to be at rest. And that's different for everybody, because for some of us, we feel the most at peace and at rest when we have opportunities to create. So you may be one of those people that right now take this opportunity to create in ways that you couldn't do when you were working hard all day, every day. Take this opportunity to just breathe. When we had the Bible and Beyond on Zoom this past Saturday, and Grayson led us in a time of prayer, and he's asked each of us to just inhale really slow and hold it and then exhale. And in that moment, I realized I hadn't breathed like that in weeks. Like, to just stop and inhale and just breathe in God's goodness, and breathe in God's provision, and breathe in God's mercies, and breathe in God's grace, and then just exhale. Some of us need to take this time to do that. Some of us need this time to do that. So find what it is that helps you be at rest during this period, because you got your whole life to work, but you may not have opportunities like this again to rest. So take this time to rest. Jesus said, "Come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden and weary, and in me you will find rest." So take this time. Get some rest. Take a couple of naps. You know, I'm gonna make a commitment right now. I'm gonna make a commitment that at some point during this quarantine, I am going to take at least one nap. And Pamela can hold me to it. I'm going to actually lay down and nap one day. I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Now, if napping is something you don't have a problem with, well, then this isn't so much for you. But I want to encourage you, because the Sabbath is so important. And I end with this story. It's about this group of Christians in the colonies earlier, who were years and years ago, centuries ago, who were traveling from one part of the country to the other. And it was at a time before we had planes, trains, and automobiles. So they were making this journey basically by foot. And as they were traveling during this time period, they would take a Sabbath every week, because this was a months-long journey. And every week they would take a Sabbath where they wouldn't travel, they wouldn't do any work, they would just rest. But as the trip progressed, the weather started to turn, and they were concerned that, you know what, if this weather gets a lot worse, then we might not make it before it starts snowing, and then we're going to be in trouble if we're out here caught in the snow before we get to our destination. So then this group of travelers had a controversy among themselves, because some people said, you know what, we should just push through 7 days a week and just go nonstop until we get there. And there was another portion of the group that said, nah, I think we still need to keep our Sabbath. I know that it looks like we might not get there in time, but I think we need to maintain our Sabbath every single week. And they couldn't come to an agreement on what everybody was going to do. So you had one part of the group that decided, all right, we're just going to push through. And then you had another part of the group that decided, well, we're going to maintain the Sabbath throughout this entire process. At the end of the journey, it was the group that kept their Sabbath that got to the destination first, because they were able to travel more efficiently and more proficiently in the 6 days after being well rested than those people who decided to not take any rest at all. So take the rest, because the rest will probably help you throughout your journey in ways that nonstop working will just hinder you and harm you, to be perfectly honest. So that's the Homebound Homily for today. I hope this was helpful. If it didn't help you, it definitely helped me, because I'm going to take a nap. And Pamela's already making fun of me and saying I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to show her I'm taking this nap. So be with us again tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a time of corporate prayer. I'm not sure who exactly is going to lead that, but every day you're going to see a different face from the faith community right here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm telling you, I believe I have the greatest team of any church on the planet. And you're going to get exposed to some of those people this week and throughout the rest of this quarantine. So please, please, please tune in again tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, and every other day during this week for a quick 5 to 10 minutes. Thank y'all so much. Damien, I'm glad this helped you. LaShawn, good to see you. Pamela's still laughing at me. Ariana, thank you for your commentary. Please do share this with somebody, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.